Well, in a letter to Congress today, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the U.S. has reached its debt limit and has begun resorting to what she calls extraordinary measures so the government can continue paying its bills. Currently, the U.S. can only borrow up to about $31.4 trillion.
However, it might be tougher to raise the ceiling in Congress this year, as some House Republicans have vowed to block any increase in the debt limit.
Joining us right now to discuss, global business analyst Hilary Fordwich and former Georgia Congressman Doug Collins. Hilary, you have a great financial background. Give us your feel for what's going on here.
Well, a few things. Thank you for having me back again, Bob and Katrina. Pleasure to be with you. A few things here. It's not just my accent, but I'd really like to quote Thatcher. There's no such thing as a free lunch. We have to get some sort of fiscal sanity. What does that mean? I always look at, as you mentioned, I'm in the business world, not the political world, in the business world. Businesses need to be able to plan, and this regulatory environment that we have that is so intense, and as the national debt increases, so do interest rates. Businesses have to plan, and in a difficult regulatory environment with rising interest rates, they cannot plan. We need to have growth. How do we grow? We grow when consumer sentiment and CEO sentiment is good. And I will turn to Jamie Dimon and I'll quote him. This is going to be like a hockey stick. This is going to take off. It's not just today. And my last point is, it's like the Queen Mary trying to turn her. This doesn't happen overnight. We need to get a grip now, because it's not just about now, it's also about the future.
Doug Collins, you're a former congressman. Is this just politics as usual? This is something that happens frequently, and now we're just talking about it because it happens to be Republicans versus Democrat. We have a new Speaker of the House. Or is this something that's somehow different from usual?
Oh, hello, everybody. Look, I think we haven't missed an opportunity to talk about this in 20 years. Every time it comes up, it has become. Now, it is interesting that back in the early 2000s, the Gephardt rule that was in effect for so many years basically said whenever you did a budget resolution, it just automatically raised the debt ceiling. So you never really had this fight until we started breaking it out. And when you started breaking out the debt ceiling, then it became a political fight. No, we've talked about this all along, and this could be a little bit more interesting. And I'm going to take you back historically. And by the way, Margaret Thatcher is perfectly right. The conservatism has got to play out here. And I think the interesting thing, though, is we're going to have to go back to 2011, 2012, 2013. Same dynamics are in place. You have a Senate that is Democrat. You have a president that is Democrat. You have a House that is Republican saying we're spending too much money. Well, spending is not the issue in debt ceiling. Debt ceiling is simply talking about what we've already spent, covering for that, what was passed in December. But they do have a point to say if we don't put in some kind of restraints on our current spending, why would we just go ahead and continue to raise this with nothing? So I think this is going to come down to the wire. I think it's going to be a very interesting time, and you can use history as your judge.
All right, and we will be watching. I really appreciate both of you being with us. Doug Collins, Hilary Fordwich, thank you.
Thanks.
Pleasure.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. Your retirement funds are being threatened with even more losses from record inflation, recession, and skyrocketing interest rates. Fortunately, the highly trained specialists at American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. If you call them right now as a special offer, they will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order, so don't wait. Call 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532.